All right. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us for our meetup today. ASVPM is a nonprofit organization, founder of the SVPM Scrum Team program, and the sponsor of this meetup event. The SVPM Scrum Team program is run by volunteer professionals and as a platform for uh, volunteers to learn and experience Scrum fundamentals through the process of immersion. Um, the vision of our organization is to continuously build the next generation of agile practitioners and to provide a platform for the opportunity to build empirical leadership skills. Our guest speaker today is Alireza Boloorchi. Alireza Boloorchi is a seasoned AI an organizational leadership strategist and architect. He holds a PhD in computer science and has over 15 years of organizational leadership experience across multiple industries. Currently, he serves as the CEO and founder of Catch Up AI, an autonomous employee performance management platform. Alessandro Alireza also is an adjunct professor of computer science. He his career includes a pivotal role as VP of AI strategies and as the head of the Center of Excellence at a $3 billion tech startup. Additionally, his extensive experience encompasses key leadership positions at global giants like Visa, KLA Tencor, and JP Morgan Chase. In addition to his industry roles, he is a certified agile coach and a trusted advisor to several startups, including serving as a portfolio advisor at Expert Dojo. The title of today's meetup is Building High Performance Teams with AI Enhanced Talent Management. Welcome, Alireza, and please take it away.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That was great. So, hello everyone, and thank you very much for attending this session. We are going to go through this. It's going to be a lot more interactive than most of the sessions that I run. So, I'd like to hear from you in the chat. If you had any questions, please reach out to the team there, and they're going to let me know. We are going to respond to those questions. So, what we are going to discuss today is how we can build high-performing teams and how we can use AI to enhance that experience. As was mentioned, I'm Alireza Boloorchi. I'm the CEO and founder at Catch Up AI. So let's do a quick exercise here. Just think of the best managers you've ever had. What resulted in that experience? And I want you to think a little bit before, and then don't put anything in chat yet. And once I said go, you just click enter. So just think of that best manager that you had. What was the result? What was the reason you felt that way? Write it in chat. Don't press enter until I tell you. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Leadership, approachable, help me understand and grow in management. That is great. Yes. User-centric, data bias. These are great points. And that actually has been aligned with what I've seen in the best managers that were very experienced. So I trained over 200 managers over these years, and these are very aligned with what I've been seeing. Getting good outcome. That is fantastic. So why the traditional leadership is hitting the ceiling? What's the problem that we are seeing in that? A lot of the leadership that is happening right now is intuition-driven decisions. And then when it comes to annual review cycles, a lot of people are not happy with those. Only less than 20% of the employees feel inspired by the reviews they receive. They are completely broken at this point. And then managers are bottlenecks at companies, not in a bad way about managers. It's just that they're overwhelmed with so much work to do. and 42% of the turnover is actually preventable, but managers don't get time or they are not trained enough to make that happen. So why do we say management is bottleneck? It's time draining, as 40% of managers' times goes to admin tasks. And a lot of them don't have any time to spend with their teams with a lot of admin work they need to do. Then and then you probably see in technical fields, most of the managers do a little bit of individual contributor job, architecture of solutions, and then SMEs, and also they do management. And then this engagement crisis is real. It's happening. Only 31% of employees are actively engaged, the lowest in 10 years. And that's really scary. And we thought COVID was the reason for this, but then it kept going worse and worse. And then productivity loss, $1.9 trillion a year is lost in productivity just because of disengagement. So that's why we say management is a bottleneck, and it's a real. So what can we do? The shift is from manager-led to AI-enabled and team-first leadership. What do we mean by that? First, building up self-sustaining teams. That means teams that are motivated, adjust as they go, and grow from within. So you're in an agile-oriented meetup, so probably you're very familiar with that, self-organizing teams. Then autonomous agents. AI can handle a lot of things managers do, specifically when it goes to admin work. AI can handle most of that. And then at the end of it is the org-wide alignment. We want every layer of organizations being the same. So if you think about the managers that you had in different teams, so let's say I have a department. In one department, I had about like 3-4 managers like handling different managements. They have completely different criteria. Some of them were very strict when it comes to promotion. They didn't give like really good grades to people, but they were meeting their employees every week. There was another manager who was very easygoing, not even doing one-on-ones unless they're pushed through. And then they usually give the highest level of promotion. So it comes 0 out of 5, 5 for all the employees, which HR was always unhappy about it. So there is no alignment within the team. And now let's look at it throughout an organization and between layers all the way to the top. So now it's possible with AI to build that alignment from everything that leadership has and standardize it as we go down. So when we say self-sustaining team, so what do you believe is the most, and you can put it in chat, what is the most sustainable source of motivation? And I have a cheat sheet order for you as well. Intrinsic, exactly. Ambition, that is great. What else? And you can probably say it as well. We have about 31 people, so just like open your mic and say it if you want to. Creativity, curiosity, and feedback. Those are very great points. So everything that you wrote there, it can come from managers. But what I've seen is if you build a team that all these are coming from within, that's the time that it's self-sustaining. It keeps getting itself better rather than always having that manager. And I usually say when I was training Scrum Masters or managers saying, if you go on a vacation, extended vacation for a month, your team, if the team continues to do what they were doing, if they were doing a stand-ups, they still go to their stand-ups. They do whatever they were doing without feeling you're needed. That's the time you build a high-performing teams. So let's look at different aspects of self-sustaining team. It's coming from motivation, where traditional models say managers doing the review versus self-sustaining, that peers are creating that momentum for each other. Correction, top-down versus peer feedback, how we build up that peer feedback systems. Improvement, when it's coming from annual reviews, that's not sustaining. Like, every year you just look at the last months and try to provide that review versus built-in learning nudges that people give to each other. And leadership, is it assigned leadership or it's emergent and behavior driven? So how can AI help? So I'm going to, for each of these, go through very simple thing that you can do with building a habit, and then see how we can use tools, and then how AI can go smarter with AI. So we are essentially cloning your best managers. So the best managers sense and gather data. And so the smallest way is to create that habit of weekly check-in. Or you can use some tools like Otter AI, or I think I saw one of them, the Fred, that joins and like gathers data over time. And then the smarter one is AI scans for signals. So you probably have seen these tools that join meeting and provide you those analytics. So those are how it's like you can sense this, then interpret it. So some of the tools just like gather those data, give you the raw data, but you can like spot, like look at those trends manually and see how those are. But there are tools that put them together. Lattice, culture, and productivity tools do those. Or you can go smarter with chat GPT based summaries of tone, give them a feedback loop, and decide how you can build up something with chat GPT or other AI tools to make that happen. Then when it comes to coding, you can build it into your habit to go to your team and say, you okay? Just do that. Or you can build some to use some tools, or you can use some smarter ways that AI suggested one-on-one. So before going to your one-on-one, it suggests you what to do. Some of the tools already have those. And then when it comes to evolve, so now you want to see how you can help your employees help do better. You can do monthly OKRs, you can have notions to track, you can use Miro, or you can use any of these tools like Asana goals, that like the goals that you set for people. And then you can go smart with adaptive goals that update with behavior and momentum, that gathers those data and then give them. But the next level is agent to agent agentic platforms that automate the full loop, that sense, interpret, coach, evolve, and then goes through around, doesn't miss anyone. So it's a platform that is using AI to do that. So why it is possible and what make it possible right now is that we have affordable cloud power now. It wasn't possible 5, 6 years ago. It was very much more expensive. We can do smarter models, not just bigger. And then the gold mine of worker stream data. The data exists. We use Slack on a day-to-day basis. We use Zoom. We use Jira. We use tools that we use. There's so much data out there that we're like just spurting there. We couldn't make sense of them because we didn't have this power of the AI, and there was no way for one person to go and like make sense of them. But now it is possible. So let's do a quick look how it is possible. We have these tools like Git, Zoom, Jira, Slack, Microsoft Teams, Outlook. Then we can build a connection of a loop between people in our company. AI can find out who has the data, who I should ask the data. Instead of sending out surveys, just get those what we need, and the AI can help us find out those. And then also, you can build a loop between your manager, the team that has that loop, and create that one-on-one with an AI that gathers this data and finds out if I need to bring a senior manager in SME. This way, with all these data, we build a full brain that has the data, and the AI understand how to analyze it, and AI understands how to coach and get better if you provide a good persona for it. And then it knows when to bring managers. So we are reducing that drain on managers. By the way, if you have any question, just feel free to put it in chat or just raise your hand and we can respond to them. So what this brings to us? So we want to beat meritocracy at the scale, which means standardize it, align it, and be fair. How many of you have been in a situation that either a friend, a colleague of yours got laid off, or probably didn't get promotion? You yourself might not get the promotion that you were looking for a long time. And the other person next to you got a promotion that everyone says no, they didn't deserve it, or if that happened to you, you're going to probably resonate. This is going to resonate with you. We want to create that meritocracy at scale, that people get what they deserve, regardless of their race, their sex, their what they do, how the relationship they build with their manager, with the with people who are making those decisions. I was actually in a session that I was a vice president at Age of Learning. If you've used ABC Mouse for your kids, that was a product we were building. So we were sitting there, we were making decisions on promotions, and then one person might show up and just say, hey, and you cannot involve everyone at meetings in those type of decision-making meetings. So if somebody shows up and just says, hey, I want to make the decision on the next promotion because this person in that meeting says something that resonated with me. That's not enough data to make that decision. People working hard during the year, they deserve a promotion based on the whole data rather than just one simple thing that the leader might have heard in one meeting. And of course, like, because we had so multifaceted and we gathered so much data, we were able to say to get more data to make those decisions at that time. But that's not happening in every single organization. So 25% lower regrettable turnover can be resulted as building that meritocracy and finding out our top performers are actually needing promotions. We can also do 30% faster promotion. So a lot of people leave the companies because they didn't receive the promotion or discussions about those in the right time. And then a verified and standardized performance history. So when it comes to performance evaluation, who loves performance evaluations? Like, I usually ask that, like, nobody loves them. It's a season that everyone feels really miserable because they want to be fair. I haven't seen one single manager that doesn't want to be fair, but they just don't have the data. You cannot memorize everything happened during the year. And then even if you memorize them, it's very subjective. One thing that looks good for one manager is different from the other one. And then you need to find a way to standardize it. The traditional HR is with the surveys they do, but I've seen HR people running after the managers to fill out those forms, and they were not very successful most of the time. So, and then the next one is about all this, what means ethical? So what should ethics look like in manager-employee relationship, especially when AI is coming? It's not about control. It's about trust, fairness, and putting employees first. So how do we do that? We need to build in some things that you cannot just come to a company to all your employees, say, hey, I brought this AI tool that is going to monitor you from everyday work, and then we are going to evaluate you based on this. That can't happen. So we need to build something in it. So first of all, transparency over surveillance. Employees should understand how the data informs decisions. You cannot opt out in enterprises right now at this point. Most of the enterprises have their own ways. They even have access to emails, Slacks, and everything that the employees use, and they know that. But what can we do to build that trust, to say how we look at this data and how we use them as an informed decision? AI reasoning, if you've heard of reasoning, what is the reason behind the things that are happening, is a one way to do that. Probably a lot of you as Agilists, project managers, or leaders have heard of the 5 whys. Like when I'm doing a root cause analysis, I do a 5 why and I keep asking why it happens. That's essentially a very simplistic looking at how reasoning works. So we want to provide that 5 whys, why and why we came up with a decision based on the data we gather. That's going to be our reasoning. And AI reasoning with DeepSeek and the new class of the ChatGPT is providing those. The next one is bias audits, building a human and AI collaboration at this stage. So it might be in 10 years, in 3 years, the bias is completely gone from the AI. But at this point, we still might need some human in the loop to make sure the bias of the AI is going away, and then the AI in the loop to make sure the bias from the human is going away. I work with a lot of people, and honestly, I believe AI has much less than human bias. Like we as human tend to like bias around things just because of our experience, and that affects how we observe things and perceive them. And then the next one is feedback loops, not monitoring. So, uh, if you've ever been in a retrospective session, if you keep go to those retrospective sessions and don't act on them, people lose their trust. They don't want to do it anymore. It's the same way with AI. So if you keep monitoring and gathering those data and just use them against people, people will start gaming them. People will start finding ways to go away, or like, the best case scenario, they just don't trust you anymore and they don't trust the system. But if you bring that value right away to the employee, for example, if you see an individual is not getting any positive feedback on their communication, then there is this AI tool that goes to Zoom meetings, goes to a Slack, and finds out based on those, this individual is probably not talking a lot in the meetings, or maybe they are interrupting people very often in the meetings, and then comes and gives them a suggestion. Hey, we observed something about your communication. Do you want to try pausing 5 seconds before responding to the next question? And then next week it comes back and say, hey, how did it go in this week? How did it go with you? And then if the trend is still going and the communication is not getting better, the metrics, then it comes back and say, let's try something else. Maybe you're not talking in the meetings and you're too silent. Do you want to prepare a question to ask for the next meeting? So these are the type of the thing that if I train a manager and assign one individual employee to one manager, then probably that manager can go and observe in different meetings how this individual is doing and can tell them, and maybe next week follow up with them until this person actually getting what they do. But they don't have that time. And probably, I'm not sure if you've seen the trend that a lot of companies are starting to push their managers to become individual contributors, add more report to managers. And we see it's already in a bad situation and it's only getting worse as we go. And then now enough with me talking. So I want to do a quick exercise with you all. So I'm going to share a Miro board here. If you folks have it, you can share it here. And then you can go to that Miro board. We are going to think about a team member. You can be real or fictional. Just try it if it is real. Just write a short evaluation of team member. Just assume you are a manager or you are a peer that you are requested to do a 360 feedback. Just write that short evaluation. Then I want to go ahead and use the Review Now AI. You can scan the code, but we also have in that Miro board, we have the link. You can go there. This is a free tool that we created. You can go and put a number of sentences, 1 or 2 lines, just generate a review there. And then, by the way, wait until we send you to breakout rooms, and then you see your breakout room on top of each of the frames. And then see that result. Also, feel free to use ChatGPT if time allows you. Just try to generate a review using ChatGPT. And then you want to do a group discussion in your breakout session. Just take a look and say what was the hardest or slowest about this process. How did the AI generated output shift your thinking about that person? And would it be valuable if we connect other company tools to Slack, Jira, meetings, those type of things into this tool? So that's something honestly, that last one is a little bit selfishly, I want to learn because we are building a tool and I want to learn from you. But yeah, we are going to have about, what's the time? We are going to have about like 10 minutes to do this. So can we open the breakout rooms?
Oh,
Perfect.
okay.
They're coming back.
Yes. We had a very good discussion. We had a couple of our team members really good, actually three of them. So these kind of questions are very thought-provoking. Thank you very much, Alireza.
Yeah, I'm glad that was helpful. So, and thank you everyone for coming back, and thank you, David, for your comments. So, I would just go to one or two teams and then let you just tell us what you found. Is there anybody who wants to volunteer and tell us how was your experience? What did you see?
Come on, from team 3, somebody.
I don't know what team I was on.
Okay, go for it, Rob.
I don't remember what breakout room I was in because I'm
No,
with the
number
One, Rob.
Number
Rob,
Number
we
five.
were on one.
Oh, we were on one. Okay.
Yeah.
All I know is that like using the AI tools, it was super fast to get something like either first version out that you could go back and revise if you needed to.
Right.
But compared to the manual, where you're starting like from a blank slate and you're thinking, okay, what am I going to write? I'll capture a couple of, just bullets maybe, but then how do I translate that into a full-blown review? And then taking those same things and pasting them into like ChatGPT or the admin tool, and you get this thing spit out, and it's pages already. So you're like, okay, I can go back in and read it. I can edit it, but for me, it's always been easier to edit than it is to just start from a blank page. So I thought that was helpful.
Mhm.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a great observation. What about team 2?
Hi, this is Hoshiar. I think I was in team 2. So I don't know if I got it right, but when I went to the tool, one thing that I observed was I wrote a very short description, and then the AI came back with a long list. So the areas that was kind of reading my summary and elaborating, that was understandable and very helpful. But then there is one area, it says area for improvement. Can you explain how this tool is figuring out areas of improvement, even though in both my examples, I did two, I didn't talk about shortcomings or things that this employee should work on. So I thought maybe that's a template, so it kind of suggests these are areas of improvement, or really AI understood that based on what I wrote, these are areas of improvement.
So essentially how it works is that it gets those, look at each word and consumes it, and goes and look into a potential issue or a potential strengths. It looks into all the documents that are available out there, books, articles, anything that is about performance, and then as someone who is doing some work, and then comes back and try to get out of one word several things out. One is like how it can relate to potential improvements, how it can relate to potential weakness. So if you talk about all the strengths of one person, it might say, okay, what about this one? And that can be an area that you can improve because you didn't remember that as an area of improvement. So, and then how we implemented it is for each, we have different metrics. We have 5 metrics that we go after, and then it goes through, like, put that wording into one of those metrics and goes in detail. Remember when I asked like the 5 why, say, why did you put it in there? And then it asks itself, the agent asks itself, hey, why did I? And then goes deeper and deeper, and then goes look for potential solution for that problem and bring them back up. So, and then we have a judge on top of that, which is another LLM that actually comes and look at those and say, was it hallucinating? And it assigns scores how it's hallucinating, how many wordings are connected to words that were in your input. So it's a little bit of complicated agentic system behind the scene to put that all together like a puzzle, but it gets clues from that two sentence and expand them to all those categories. Does it make sense?
Yes, it does. So could I, if I were to use this AI tool, could I take this response and in the area of improvement, say, oh, he says leadership development. I didn't say much about leadership development. So maybe I remember about this particular employee that in the area of leadership, does she need improvement or not? In other words, it's like it leading me now. The tool is leading me.
That is the goal, actually. That is the goal. And also, some of you might have seen if you don't have enough data and it seems like it is hallucinating a little bit, it shows up a pop-up and say, hey, these 2, 3 areas, we think you can make it better if you give us just a little bit more information, and you can go give it more information in your edits.
Okay. One question. You use the word hallucination. Is it a technical term used in the industry, or it's just this AI is hallucinating? Is that what you were saying?
Yes, that is correct. Yes, it's essentially the data that you didn't give to it. It hallucinates and feels like it has the data, and it goes give you a solid answer and present it to you like it's really new, the data. It used data to give it, but it's like a pure, like based on no data. So that's what we call it.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, I think we are about to be at time. Donald, I think you had some announcements.
Yeah, well, let me make some, thank you. Let me make some announcements, and then Alireza will stick around and we can finish up. Any questions if you want to stick around. A lot of folks have a hard stop, so we want to be cognizant of that and respect your time.
The thing that David usually does with the picture, I think.
Yes, let's do that. Let's go ahead and if you can go ahead and stop sharing the screen, and David, you could take over. You know how to do this.
I know, I know. You know what? I love to see you guys, and I love to see your picture. So I have this kind of crazy. So let me bring this down a little. I have this kind of crazy look, you know. I love to see your face. So give me your biggest possible smile. I really mean it. Like very big smile. You know what? I want to use that. I love it. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sarah. I love that. You know why? Because this is going to remain with us, with me, for much longer time. And yeah, you know, I'm a visual guy. I want to see you guys. Give me your biggest possible smile.
Turn
Big
on your
one.
videos.
Turn on your video. Yes, love it, Suman. I love it. Yes, yes. Thank you very much. Back to you.
All
Thank
right.
you, David.
So let me make a few announcements for the folks that have to leave on the hour. Again, we have a meetup page. So what we're going to do is we recorded this and we're going to have the presentation, the recording. And Alireza also said he'll provide still access to this whiteboard. And we'll do also a PDF of the whiteboard so that you can keep that as notes to continue in your quest to use AI for your team development. We also have, like I said, a meetup page. The recording is going to be on our website. So go visit our website, register with our meetup page to be sure that you don't miss any of these presentations. These meetups happen every month, and we have another one coming up. I'm going to wait till the end to announce that, but the folks who have to leave, just go and look at it on the website. We have also on our website, not just we'll have this video in about a week's time and all the details that I mentioned, but we have 15 other blog posts on agile and project management topics. So go take a look and browse around while you're there. And at this point, there's also going to be a request to do a quick survey in the chat. So double click on that and give us some feedback. We want to continually improve this program, make it valuable to you and worthwhile your time. So at that, I'm going to hand it back to Alireza to finish up the Q&As, if you wish.
Awesome. Yes. I just have a quick more announcement. If you are like, it should be an HR executive. So if you're an HR executive and willing to try and pilot a catch-up AI, we are providing 3 passes for the HR executives to go to Unleash. It's about like $2,000 worth of the ticket. So and it's in Las Vegas in May. So reach out to me with this QR code, and then we can move forward. But yeah, if you have any question, let me know.
Like, can we scan that QR code like right now, or is there like a hash version? Because sometimes, like some devices, they don't. Yeah, it got obscured. Felicia just wrote a message, but the QR code got obscured. So sometimes, like, if a URL form helps, but yeah, I'm strongly interested in that. That's kind of one of the verticals I work with. But thank you so much for the presentation, Alireza.
Definitely, thank you.
Yes,
And
if
feel free to send me an email if you're interested in that, and we can talk more.
Will do.
All right, we'll
Yes.
stick around for about a maximum of 10 minutes. We don't want to use give Alireza time to answer some questions. So go for it. Did you want to go back to the whiteboard or did you
We can just stick around, and if anybody has any question, we can respond to it.
Yeah, one thing just to emphasize on the QR code and any other way to reach out to Alireza and catch up .ai or any other tools, or for that matter to ASVPM, if you want to have any space and you want to share your idea using a SV project management as your blogging system, please feel free to reach out to us. The entire session, as Donald said, will be posted on our Meetup session, probably within a week timeline. Back to you, Alireza.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to share with you a few things. In our team, we had one of our members who has been in corporate America for longer time. So she's gone through many performance reviews, and a couple of other members came up with how they want to do. And I used the opportunity, and I reached out to, quite frankly, forgive me for that, I reached out to Gemini. I have a paid version of the Gemini, and I posed a larger question to Gemini saying that give me a good performance review for one of my teams, and came up with so many high level issues. Then the best way would be just and that's one of the things that our members talked about, that frequent going back to communicate with our members and many other things. If you use any of AI tools, please pose the question and retrain your question with further questions. Let AI dive through what you want to get out of it with what we call the prompt engineering. What it means is just to rephrase and ask more. You know what? Challenge them. And that is what we got through our session. Any comment on that, Alireza?
Yes, that's very important. So using ChatGPT, Gemini, and all these tools is really good. Like, it's a part of my life now. Like, I'm becoming too lazy to write anything myself. But the thing is that it does 2 things. One is hallucinate, and then second, you need to do prompt engineering really right. And then any of these vertical tools, like, catch-up AI in in HR or any other vertical tools, the thing that we do is we try to reduce that prompt engineering hallucination, making mistakes with writing the right information, the data in, because a garbage in, garbage out. So if you put in the wrong data with bias, it comes out with wrong data and bias. So what we want to do is we concise it, we make sure the data that goes in, we help the users to put together the right data, but also the data that is coming out, it's always the same format. For example, in this small case, we built this feature just for people to go and use it for free and see how it looks like. But the performance review will look exactly the same in the structure for every single individual. So now you can actually compare them. You can see how it is going for each individual versus ChatGPT, unless you define it, what template it uses. It's gonna keep like changing it for you. It's gonna give like data, and there is no way for you to check whether it's correct. Is it based on actual facts or it's hallucinated? So that's the main difference between vertical versus these foundation models that are more generalized.
Come on, other questions for Alireza? We don't have many of Alireza around us, so ask him, challenge him, ask him. Yes, Heather, go ahead.
So hello, and thank you for presenting, Alireza. Had a quick question on more the next steps with this AI. Does your AI have a place where you can, because most HR people use forms or they have a system already up and running for 360. So let's say their system just spits out like a form or spits out a document. That final document, can you upload it in this AI and get like your final performance review for the employee?
Yes, you can copy and paste it here, but it's usually used the other way around. We are providing APIs that without changing those forms, the API can go populate it for you. But the main idea of catch-up AI is like this review now that you saw is just a piece of it. The idea is it goes on its own, finds out all the data from all the sources, put them together, and continuously providing these reviews in a smaller chunks to the employees themselves. And then if like later when the HR needs those data in the format, review now get connected to those and spits out a well-structured one that is more HR friendly. Long term, in 2-3 years, I believe this will replace that. So HR won't do that anymore, because the idea of that performance evaluation is making sure the team is informed, there is an alignment, that they can evaluate people like they can like find out the top performers and all that. With a tool like Catch-up AI, that happens automatically, and every day you know all these data, and you don't have to go there and like look at it like in performance review. Did that answer your question?
It did. It actually brought in a lot of new excitement, as you just mentioned, all these promises that you're mentioning right here with the new AI coming down. So I'll be really excited to see the development. And if it works the other way around, are you using like a bot that's going to collect this information? Is that what the plan is?
Actually it's already live out there. So what it does, it goes get all those data on its own. So on the first day, it goes connect to all the tools that companies are using, collect the data from them, analyze it. There is a chat bot in the Slack that it actually talks with people and provides those feedback to them and mentors them. And then if they have questions, they can ask it. Then it goes to and let the managers know if they have to join a one-on-one and have a personal one-on-one with certain individuals. It does that as well.
Very exciting. Thank you for answering both. Thank you.
Sure, definitely. Thank you. Angela?
Yeah, I love the idea of ingesting data from all the different tools that you're using. As a manager who's done a lot of reviews in my time, I think one of the strengths is being able to give an employee an example of what you're talking about. And also you might miss something if you're not in every meeting they're in. So I just think this is really fantastic. My question is, how are organizations that are using the tool or looking at the tool, are they reluctant or nervous about having these tools pulling that data out? Is there a concern or any pushback that you see or you're getting?
There is always some concerns about new resistance against using tools. But it reduces, like what we try to do is bring that value on day one, so they see the value, because unless you see the value, and that has been like, we are an agile team. I'm like bleeding agile. So what we did when we were developing, we did several MVPs and tried different things, and we tried to close that value very close to the time that people will start working with it. So at first it was starting in 1 month, you need to wait to see any reports. Today you can see the reports in 1 hour. So as soon as you connect your tools, it goes last 6 months, get those data, analyze them, create a portfolio for each individual, and creates top 2 important skills that they need to work on. And then it creates the how to do it, creates exercises for them to use to get better in what they do.
Yeah, awesome.
So that reduces reluctance a lot, because they can see it, and if they don't like it, they just delete it and remove. So we remove that reluctance, but that's usually if I go to a company and say, "Hey, this is what we do," it might scare them at first, but we bring that nugget to them a little bit.
Well, thank you so much. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I think it's great.
Thank you for your feedback.
We have
All right,
next Matthew.
Matthew.
Question.
Yeah, hopefully the final question. But I wanted to thank you all, first of all, for presenting this like exercise. To my question, I'd want to ask about kind of the advent of like kind of AI and LLMs, and what kinds of changes that we as project managers might need to make to our workflows, particularly if we are kind of newer project managers, as I am. Like for me, I'm kind of a student working towards my certification, but also essentially leading a product team for like a new South-based startup. And for us, it's how would you say that project managers, in particular new projects, should change their practices, particularly on workflow, and what are some mistakes that you would recommend they avoid?
One of the things that is going to happen, this is my personal opinion on this. So the engineering tools and coding tools are moving really fast. So you will see a lot more product coming out. So the harder work is for the product managers now to be able to feed the engineers enough work to do, because they are moving much faster. And then for project managers would be handling those, because you are the ones that are like, depends on the situation in the frameworks you're working with, but you're looking at the tasks are getting done and how they get back together and all the way go to become that product. So finding ways to do that faster, and hopefully with some AI tools that can show you, or like the looking at analytics, and be able to do that much faster, not doing a lot of admin tasks yourself, and try to find any AI that does those admin tasks for you, will let you stay on top of the game. Versus if like the traditional project management is going to be very hard, I think. A lot of that was based on memory, because a project manager to me is a person who creates that connection between everything, and a lot of it happens in their brain. Of course, there are tools that can help you, but with that abundance of data coming in, unless you have a method to handle it, I think it's going to be hard. In 2021 and 2, what I was telling the project manager, scrum masters who are reporting to me, I was telling them, no matter what you do, just learn AI. Just go and use it, because you probably don't use it right now, but if you're on top of it as it evolves, there is a day that there is a tool that you should be the first person look at it, so you become that project manager that people want to have in their companies. So it's not essentially right now you have all the tools that are out there. It's just like keep being on top of it will let you always, like, be that the person that everyone wants to have.
Oh, sorry, I muted, but I was thanking you again for your insight, probably third or fourth time. Any thoughts on like kind of what might be needed to kind of educate those who are like kind of into older practices, so that they don't get left behind, or consequently so that our organization does not suffer?
Oh, Like in the organization that I was a part of, I made it AI first. And by that meant, like, for example, we built an organizational excellence, like what people do in Agile. I was the head of the organizational excellence. Then I said, let's create an AI excellence where everyone could join and learn new things and share new things. So as a result of that, we had this person from branding who came in, and then the first day that ChatGPT introduced the customized GPTs, this person was the one who learned how to use the customized GPT to do the branding and copywriting. And then as soon as and then there was some restructuring and happening, and then after that person left the company, they started their own business as a person who is consulting companies to do branding using customized GPTs. So that's the way it works. Like you need to, if you know how to use these things and share enough with people, you will find a way to go out of it. We might not be there yet, but I bet in a year or two, it moves so fast, you find the thing. You just need to keep learning, just educate yourself. I'm not sure if that answered your question.
Most definitely. Thank you again.
Yeah.
All right. We're about 15 minutes after the hour, and I think this is a good time to stop. Alireza, thank you so much. I don't think we've gone this long, so this is very apropos for everyone here. We know AI is going somewhere. We all, as project managers, need to be aware of it and get immersed in it and take it to our advantage. So thank you for sharing that with us, and hopefully folks can use this to improve their value. So thank you, David. Any last words?
No,
Alireza?
it's been an amazingly successful meetup. Thank you very much, Alireza. Thank you everybody for joining us, sharing your insight with us, and we look forward to working together and learning from each other. Definitely, David, look forward to learn from you. Thank you, Alireza. Thank you, everybody, for being with us. Virtual hug to everybody. Love to see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you
very
everyone.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.